to succeed in the journey, not only in meditation, but we succeed in life. So today's topic is there is a need for right knowledge. Good works alone is not enough. That is what our masters are saying. You want to know the highest seeker? I can give you one example today of Sri Aurobindo, was a great master who lived until 1950. When he returned India from Britain, he was a great revolutionary. He was jailed by the colonial British rule. He escaped, went to Pondicherry. He found a house. From that house, he did not go out for more than 25 years. And then he went to the room where he practiced yoga and meditation, and he did not go out of that room for 10 years. He remained there, confined, wrote classical books, which are very authentic text, which is known as Synthesis of Yoga, Life Divine, and the greatest ever written poem in English, known as Savitri. And he influenced millions and millions of people. So for a seeker, we understood, do you still remember in the first talk, we understand that the mind should enter into the fourth state. And that fourth state is, brings the mind within and helps us to discover the real self. Last time, the last session, the second session, we discussed about how to become a human being. No offense to anyone, we all are human beings. We all are two-legged animals. But from two-legged animals, we become a human being. So the main emphasis was to be a thinker. And that intellect has observation, the power of observation, the power of choice, and the power of control. That's what we were just talking with the Jackery. So the more we use these three powers of the intellect with reference to finding our real self, the journey begins. So we normally make a choice. Okay, I should be kind. I should be helpful to the people. I should be doing the good works, and that helps the society. But our master says good works alone is not enough in this path. We should continue to do it. We should continue to do it. But good works alone is not enough. For non-seeker, let them live the way they live, loveless life or loveful life. My mind goes back to whom I love, Bill Gates. So, for non-seekers, eat, drink, and marry. They don't want to think more than that. You see that? One has to understand that. So, but if I'm a seeker, I have to think about eat, drink, and marry. What is the purpose of life? If I do not think, the nature, by hit and trial, they punish us. And this punishment is known as stress, anxiety, unfavorable conditions in our day-to-day life. If you are a seeker, you must. So one of the greatest verses that I always like, let me translate that and then we will discuss about. Let erudite scholars quote all the scripture. Let gods be invoked through sacrifices. Let elaborate rituals be performed. Let personal gods be propitiated. Yet without the knowledge of one's real self, there should not be an end of suffering. There will not be a freedom. There will not be a permanent peace and happiness in our life. What that means? First, pick up one thing. Master says that do good work, do charity, be kind. They are important in the beginning. They are very important in the beginning to change our mindset from eat, drink, and be merry, which causes the mind to be self-centered. And when we say do good work, the mind expands beyond selfishness. It is important. We need to continue these activities, but Master says these good works are not enough to succeed in self-discovery. They are not good enough to find the permanent peace and happiness. And if awakening could take place by good work, and if you measure the good work by the amount of money spent by Bill Gates, he should have been very happy. Let personal gods be propitiated. So what that means, we say, I go to the temple or the church, I worship God, but the God doesn't see us. The moment we enter into the church, God closes his eyes. I know why you have come. Not interested. So what it means? A mechanical worship, mechanical adherence will not help us to evolve at all. Do whatever we want to do. But it does not mean that we should not do it. If we are doing it, let us start doing these things consciously, not demanding anything, but asking, let me evolve. Let me raise my consciousness. Good works alone is not enough. That is why in yoga, external yoga is yama and niyama. External yoga is known as preparatory steps. See that? It's very clear to every master the way they put. Yeah, let us make it very easy to understand. There is no hope. Another master says there is no hope for freedom from suffering by means of wealth. Sex, authority, and money cannot buy peace and happiness. Only knowledge of the real self. Does this statement enters into my mind and it never leaves me? I become a seeker. I know money cannot buy peace and happiness, but after all, to live my life, I need money. So I am still focused on that. My focus is on the, understand that, my focus is on the means, not to an end. A means cannot, if the means becomes an end, it destroys us. And it is all happening due to ignorance. That is why knowledge is must. Every master, all the text says, knowledge needs to be acquired. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of the real self must be acquired from the teacher. Otherwise, we cannot become a seeker. If I do not know what is real self, how can I have a desire to know real self? How can I know the means by which I can find my real self? If I know the latest phone, then only I have a desire to know it. My son was just saying yesterday, oh, I will get you the latest. I said, okay. But in the journey of the real self, there is neither the latest, there is neither the oldest. That real self is self-existent. It was same 10,000 years ago. It is same today. It will remain the same tomorrow. Can my mind fix on that knowledge? What is that reality which never changes? It remained the same in the past, in the present, and it will remain the same in the future. That consciousness, that reality, I should maintain awareness from moment to moment, I live my life. So the another verse I'm just translating from, there is another text which is known as Vivek Chudamani. Viveka means wisdom, you can say. Chudamani, the jewels of wisdom. So we have more than 580 verses, so I'm quoting the select. So here is another verse. There, Master says, striving to gain inner freedom, the seeker should know the knowledge not by senses, but beyond the senses. And that knowledge can be gained by studying the principles of Eastern wisdom. Simple. Take a simple example. Do I see my home? Yes. Do I see the books and the gadgets and everything that is perceived by the sense organs? Yes, I see. And I get attached to it. I do not see the ultimate cause of what is perceived by the sense organs. The science knows it. Science has extended our vision, and it says the entire matter is nothing but energy. You see a beautiful girl. What do you see? Body. Body is matter, and matter is energy. And I don't see any ugliness, but even according to your definition, you see any person who is ugly, it is still matter. It is still energy. Common factor is energy. Do you see? Whether you see different colors, can I have that perception day to day, from moment to moment? I am a seeker. If I'm getting attached to my preferences of likes and dislikes, it's a long journey to be a seeker. It's a long journey. You see, if we do not do the basics, that is why we do not succeed. Now comes the most important part. Master says, Uddharet Atmana Atmanam. A seeker must lift himself by his personal effort. So in the journey of the self-discovery, personal effort is first and foremost. If I don't make a personal effort, nothing is going to happen. Now I have all good friends here. I am in debt. You can ease my debt by paying money to me. But if I live in ignorance, I have to help myself. I have to make a personal effort. Do you see that? If I am hungry, you cannot eat for me. Understanding, just an understanding. I have to think of it. I normally do not think about it. No, you did not cook the food, that's why I did not eat. Why you did not eat? Because you are crazy, because you are a non-seeker. Take your personal effort is the foremost. So what happens by personal effort? Go back to the last session, intellect. When you make a personal effort, it sharpens your intellect. It clears your goal of life. So when you make a personal effort, what happens? Personal effort. So master says that personal effort, while the teacher is teaching you, listen to it, understand it, make a personal effort. And when you reach to the saturation point of a personal effort, what happens? The grace of the existence descends into you. Grace does not descends without any personal effort. Oh, if the God is omniscient, all pervading, so Lord, let the God help me. I remain lazy. No, it will not work. So a seeker is never a lazy person. Personal effort. I believe you are understanding. The personal effort is the cornerstone of a seeker. Seeker has to make a personal effort as suggested, as taught by the teacher. The moment you make a personal effort, the time comes, your mind is 100% available to you. Now compare this with the first lesson, become a seeker, the one-pointedness. What do you mean by 100% available to you? You wake up in the morning. Mind says, I'm lazy. Mind is not 100% available. You take over the mind. Let me do something. Let me get out of this laziness. No, I like pasta, but I was offered pizza, so I don't like. I will remain hungry. Mind is working on you. Your mind must be 100% available to you. Pasta is also a food. Smaller things. So these smaller things in your life raises the bar of your awareness, bar of your self-awareness. And that self-awareness will make you a seeker. I used to say long back, and many of my Indian friends will remember, self-awareness is the beginning of meditation, and self-awareness is the end of meditation. Self-awareness is the beginning. I start understanding what is self and non-self. Self-awareness is the end of the journey, because now I am settled in the real self. So when I make a personal effort, now understand that point is very important. Personal effort. I have a lot of stress and anxiety, duality. I have a lot of relationship problem. I am suffering in many different ways. What is personal effort? Means that I want to find out the right knowledge to make a right effort to get out of the suffering. I have a lot of challenges in my life, but there is a point of self-awareness. No, They cannot remain with me all the time. Unfavorable condition, stress, pain, suffering, they come and they go. So the moment your intellect starts thinking like this, that is what we say the grace by the God. Grace by the God. Now you want to find out the solution, permanent solution. So it means it is the second grace, the grace by the knowledge. Second level. From the lower to the higher. The Eastern wisdom points out that the grace of the God, when you are having lot of challenges and still there is something inside your heart and the head that I will definitely find the solution. I observed that here is a stress today. It was not yesterday. It will not be tomorrow. So what is the way? God's grace is already with you. Second, now you study the Eastern wisdom. So here it is specifically said, you study the Eastern wisdom to find the solution, second grace. You do not understand those principles. So the teacher comes in your life. That is the third grace, from the lower to the higher. Fourth is the highest grace. What is the fourth one? Grace by yourself. Do you bless yourself every day, or do you curse yourself every day? Make a right choice. Again, the second lesson, make a right choice. Do you curse? Oh, honey, do you have stress? Who doesn't have a stress? You are cursing yourself. Your mind is totally perceiving the world is full of suffering. You don't see the world is full of opportunity. You see, you have to change that perception. We are learning how to become a seeker to succeed. Seeker to succeed. What is the summary? Good works are means and not an end. So good works helps my mind to expand. It expands my mind. It takes my mind from selfishness to selflessness. That is very important in the journey of self-discovery. But they are not alone. They are not enough. Charity, helping others are means, not an end. Worship, prayer are means, not the goal of life. Goal of life is to find the real self. Make your intellect fixed on this idea, this thought. I want to know my real self. And what is real self? Real self is full of permanent peace, happiness, love, and wisdom. Because if you don't have this thought in your mind, what will happen? The mind will go back to the same stuff again. Do you see that? Mind will go back to the same stuff again. Sex, authority, money, eat, drink, and be merry. My watch is more beautiful than yours, so I will also have the same watch. Unnecessary. For a non-seeker, it is must. For a seeker, it is unnecessary. Personal effort is must. Daily, moment to moment, to receive grace. I have already explained the four grace. Become capable of receiving the grace. So, in Gita, Krishna says, when you become capable of receiving the grace, it is known as you are settled in the journey of yoga and meditation. Did you understand that point? You are settled now. So when you are settled in means what? The goal appears very near to you and you will definitely achieve that goal. So now